When the Comedy Workshop Theater started hosting stand-up comedy nights in February of 1978, it became one of the first comedy clubs outside of New York or LA. 16 months later, the Comics Annex opened next door, and it made Houston, Texas, one of the nation's top comedy meccas. Stand Up Story is a documentary about the stand-up comedy boom, in a time when the Bayou City was one of the most respected spots on the comedy map.
It was a hangout for comics that were passing through town. On any given night, Rodney Dangerfield would be there, Robin Williams would be there, Dennis Miller, Bob Saget. They would be performing at maybe some of the headline clubs in town, but they didn't want to hang out there. They wanted to hang out with other comics, so they would come by, occasionally go up and do a set or try a piece of material. You never knew who was going to be in the room on a given night. It was really kind of fun and exciting.
Everybody was there on a dream. I mean, the amount of courage it takes to get yourself up into a room full of strangers. In the whole, there wasn't really much backstab and really nasty stuff that may have taken place in New York or LA. We really, cared about one another and really helped each other along.
Two ways that I think we had that no other club had, that I know we had that no other club had. First place we had, you don't steal. And comics would always come and go, well, at the Comedy Store or at Catch a Rising Star, you can do somebody else's act until you get stage. And I go, can you? But not here. So that was that. The other thing is that we did police and we did work with the comics. I know of absolutely no other place in the United States or Canada that had the kind of intensive training we did.
At a time when I had Steve Moore working as the artistic director, quote unquote, of the Comics Annex, he got in a fight with Sam Kinison and Sam broke his leg.
Everybody wants to hear the Sam Kinison story. How did Sam Kinison break your leg? Sam called me outside. I was stoned enough, as many of us were in those days, that I actually would consider going outside. I took one punch at him, he picked me up and threw me down and stepped on my leg. It wasn't my finest moment, and I thought I was going to hear, man, it took guts to go out there and face Kinison. No, it was, what are you, a fucking moron? You're lucky you weren't killed.
When I showed up, there was still the legacy of Kinison and Hicks that infiltrated the air. The prevailing concept was that women aren't very funny because some of the comics found me mildly entertaining. I was elevated to a more funny status. That was my perception of it, that they were surprised that even a couple of things I said were mildly humorous, that people were very nice. Like, what an oddity. I think I almost chuckled at something this woman said.
If you value comedy and writing and performance, then this is a project that's worthy of your support. We've shot a lot of interviews already, but there's still work left to be done, footage to be acquired, and post-production. We need one last push from folks like you to get us there. We hope you'll donate and help make Stand Up Story a very entertaining reality.